Hello everyone, B.R. Newman here with this month's Astrology Tarot forecast, consisting of this month's most relevant astrological transits, as well as a 3-card tarot spread drawn special for your astrological zodiac sign, everyone who shares your sun sign, or you could watch this for your rising sign as well. Follow this up with a trip to my website, HELIOS.com, and check out the Choose Your Own Tarot adventure, and discover where that leads you. Also, I highly recommend getting a reading with me, either tarot, astrology, or a combination of the two, to get really specific in the most useful way. Also, you may be aware I teach this stuff. Some courses are available. Some may be enrolling now, so check it out. So Aries, here is your 3-card spread for the month of January 2018. You have a central theme and 2 dimensional timeline options you could choose from. There are 2 doorways. You could take one of these 2. In your central theme, you have the Princess of Swords. Now this, like all the court cards in tarot, is associated with one of the Myers-Briggs personality profiles. There are 16 court cards and 16 of those profiles, and they line up beautifully, very effectively, and very usefully. So the Princess of Swords is directly associated with the ISTP, or the Introverted Sensing Thinking Perceiver. So this will be your approach, or this is likely something that is supposed to be your approach. This is a personality profile or way of operating that will most benefit you. This may, in fact, be where you already are. So Introverted Sensing Thinking Perceiver, very observant and hands-on, so very pragmatic, ready for anything that happens, but very unpretentious. So humility will be key this month. To most clearly see the nature of these 2-dimensional timelines and then therefore choose the one that is most appropriate for you, you have to put humility at the forefront, see things realistically, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and be ready for anything. On the one hand, you have the Death card. Now this card embodies the whole process of death and rebirth. Some old system falls away to make way for a new system, something that may work a little better for you, but it goes through a process of shedding, which may be, uncomfortable to say the least. Something dies. So this is a very difficult path to accept, to embrace right off the bat, especially when it's coupled with the alternative being the Priestess. The Priestess is about getting in touch with the source of your power, quite directly. There's no shedding, there's nothing that is dropped or abandoned. You simply tap into the source of magic, the source of your power, the universe, the cosmic intelligence that guides you, whatever you want to call it. So this is much more direct, it's much more instantaneous. So this would happen through meditation, through following your inspiration, through doing what you love. It can come in any number of ways, and only you know exactly how the best way to access that is, so long as you're not distracted, so long as you're focusing on what truly works for you, and not what you're obligated to do, not what other pressures, whether parental or peer pressures, force you to do, or force you to be. So taking this path will be a matter of getting in touch with the truth of your being, and so you'll see that due to astrological forces, this will be the theme anyway. If this doesn't happen, if you do not get in touch with the truth of your being, you are by default electing the Death card, in which case something will be taken from you, stripped from you, some old way of existing, the old way of existing then by default being the way of not being in touch with the truth of your being, would crumble away. Perhaps, much to your dismay, though that would be temporary, fleeting, transitional, because it is working in favor of you getting in touch with the truth of your being, just not as comfortably, not as directly, not as efficiently. So the Death card is to be avoided, not because the death itself is something threatening, but simply because it's less comfortable and less efficient. There are other transits that are going on this month that you will benefit from more if you are in the proper headspace right on and not distracted by something being stripped from you, from the very distracting nature of the Death card. So getting in touch with the truth of your being, the truth of your existence, the clarity of heart that guides your mind, early on will be of great benefit. Fortunately, this month starts out right, directly in favor of that. So this reading I gave you here sets the stage. To take this further, go to my website, HELIOS.com, and take the Choose Your Own Tarot adventure. With the context defined by this tarot spread in mind, this will take you through a much more elaborate tarot reading, and ultimately a fate card, and a very specific frequency that will help you bring out the best aspects of this fate card. That should be fun. For the most useful specifics possible, of course, contact me for a reading. So let's dive right into the good stuff. You might want to write down some of these dates. January 1st through the 2nd is the full moon. Now this is happening in Cancer at 11 degrees. This means completion, this means fullness, and in Cancer this concerns the home, family, compassion, and through these forces, it can align you with your most authentic self. And then also on the 2nd, you'll have Sun in Capricorn sextile Neptune in Pisces. This increases intuition, and it might actually send some insight through dream time. On January 3rd, you'll have Venus sextile Neptune in Pisces, and this might bring some romantic possibilities, so look out for that. When you combine the influences of Venus in Capricorn with Neptune in Pisces, you get this vast grasp on what is possible concerning matters of romantic fulfillment or sensual satisfaction being made manifest in a very tangible and practical way, so you might see this materialize before you as opportunities. So again, look out for that. On January 6th, you'll have Mercury in Sagittarius trine Uranus in Aries. So this could bring some really good news. It could bring the aha moment, some kind of epiphany. If some kind of greater level of clarity comes, start making plans, start developing strategies from this place. Also, I should add, this month is free of any retrogrades, so this is a wonderful time to start planting seeds and doing precisely as I had suggested. Start making plans, start implementing these plans, start operating actively from this place of clarity, from this new beginning, this launch pad here in January. It is a rare gift that we have the start of a new year free of any retrogrades, so please take advantage of this. It could be very fruitful, very profitable for you. Consider this fact also on January 8th, you'll have Mars in Scorpio sextile Pluto in Capricorn. This increases your powers of concentration and focus. It actually helps you to perhaps more practically and productively implement ideas. Developing sustainable systems that work for you. Systems that diligently operate on many dimensions in favor of the highest benefit possible for you. Then we come upon what we could call a zone of challenge between January 12th and 14th. On the 12th, you'll have Mercury conjunct Saturn in Capricorn. So both planets are in Capricorn, of course, and so this means that new information could come that could perhaps provide the incentive and the means to reevaluate your plans and shore some things up, tie some loose ends. And then on the 13th, you'll have Venus in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries. This could be where unexpected expenses come up, and this could be also a continuation of that Mercury in Capricorn conjunct Saturn in Capricorn on the 12th. Both the incentive and the means to start rethinking things, tying up some loose ends and getting really clear about everything, so it's actually an opportunity. One that offers a bit of a clue, a bit of a key or remedy here, with Venus in Capricorn sextile Chiron in Pisces, also on the 13th. Intuitively guided beautification or aesthetic alignment in favor of spiritual inspiration, beautification done with the intent to bring about new inspiration, new insights, and so on. You might find that a little can go a long way. It's probably pretty important to take advantage of that opportunity on the 13th, because on the 14th you'll have Sun in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries, and this can bring about a kind of disturbance or distraction, something that shakes you up slightly, perhaps temporarily blurring your vision, so to speak. So it's nice to have something to fall back on. On the 15th you'll have two things going on, Sun in Capricorn sextile Chiron in Pisces, and Jupiter in Scorpio sextile Pluto in Capricorn. So considering the combination of these two transits, it's pretty clearly implied that the disturbance occurring on the 14th would be slightly inconsequential and may in fact serve to the greater glory of your vision and your intent and your purpose, as these two transits do in fact bring a little more light, a little more clarity. You could attract some help. You could find yourself motivated to work hard and find that work pans out immediately. So take advantage of that. Now that you know this is occurring, you can deliberately do so. Deliberately put some extra time aside, a little more focus, a little more energy into something, and it should go further. I suspect you will have learned something by this point, perhaps something about the quality of your own character, that will compel you to more confidently apply yourself to the task at hand, leading you into the new moon on January 16th. Now this is at about 27 degrees in Capricorn. Very powerful moon. It's conjunct Pluto and Venus, offering transformative potentials in love and money and finances, resources and sensory pleasures, etc. It's sextile Jupiter, which just brings it all to the nth degree, makes it more possible, more expansive. It's sextile Mars, bringing greater focus, attention, action, a tendency to do rather than to not do, to act rather than not act, and make something profitable, make something work, see something through rather than passively observe or drift by. Sextile Chiron, which may compel someone to help you, to lend their hand to your cause. But lastly, it is also square Uranus, which brings about something completely unpredictable, a kind of wild card, some element of this, some edge to this new moon that you will not be able to foresee. But this may actually be to the benefit of the rest of the transits, considering how powerful they are, how numerous they are. They're likely to define the context and the setting, and this unpredictable element, you could say, may actually just be icing on the cake. It may be entirely beneficial to you, but it will be something that you don't expect. There is some element of the unexpected. If you take it on willingly and accept it and embrace it, it'll be much less likely to materialize in an abrasive or uncomfortable manner. This will lead right into Mars and Scorpio trine Chiron in Pisces on January 18th, and this could compel you to look deep within yourself for the purpose of unification, perhaps finding ways to reconcile differences between contradictory facets of your existence, seeking and hopefully finding profound meaning as a kind of common denominator between many aspects of yourself to give you purpose and focus. And then on January 24th, you'll have Mercury conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Look for an opportunity to take action. It should be quite clear. If you are meant to take action at this time, you'll feel it. So act on that. Present something, launch something, start implementing something. Follow your heart, be cautious, but don't overthink things. In any case, it's likely to be a very powerful period. On January 25th, you'll have Mercury in Capricorn sextile Jupiter in Scorpio. If you want your voice, your message, your vision to be clearly heard and seen and understood, this is the time to speak. Communicating very clearly on this date can help tremendously the nature of these next few transits, and most notably, Mercury in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries. New, perhaps unexpected information could come in that might confuse you or those you are working with, but if your foundational intention and vision were adequately conveyed and articulated beforehand, then this potential for confusion shouldn't derail anything. Just keep up the momentum, keep working, keep your vision clear, because this month closes out with a full moon lunar eclipse on January 31st. This is occurring in Leo. You can expect a sense of completion, fruition, a culmination of all of your efforts. This potential is very unlikely to go unnoticed, occurring in Leo. It's likely to be beautiful, dramatic, extravagant, very inspiring, so make sure you notice it. Make sure you make it conscious. Whatever happens at the end of this month, embed it in your mind. Remember it. It could serve as a source of inspiration for a long time to come. This will bring with it a powerful surge of energy. The conscious application of your intent will keep this within the realm of the beneficial. Watch it carefully, not to control its manifestation, but to align it with the truth of your being. Don't forget about it and thus make it random. Make it conscious, make it deliberate. So align this potential and all potentials this month with the truth of your existence, found at the core of the heart of your being, your most authentic self, perhaps first glimpsed at the first of the month for the first full moon, bringing this all around full circle.